Hello everybody, welcome back to a new Italian language lesson. I left you in the previous episode with a big, very important question. When to use avere or essere as auxiliary verbs? Today I'm gonna answer to that question, and if you watch the video through its very end, I will leave you a small surprise. So, why do we must know when to use essere or avere? Because if we want to conjugate Italian verbs in compound tenses, we need to use essere or avere as auxiliary verbs, meaning verbs that help the building of more complex tenses. So it comes to be fundamental to know where to use avere or essere before we put the very verb we want to conjugate. As a general rule, so a general line of thinking, the majority of Italian verbs want the verb avere to have as auxiliary verb to form compound tenses, and especially transitive verbs. Transitive means the action of the subject via the verbs, it is transferred to the direct object. So after the verb, if there's something that answers to the question what, probably you're dealing with a transitive verb. So every time you have a direct object or a verb that answers to a direct object, you have to form compound tenses using avere. For instance, verb mangiare, to eat. It is transitive because after often comes the direct object. Io mangio, simple present. But if I have to make condizionale passato, I have to use the verb avere as auxiliary verb. Io avrei mangiato, I would have eaten. Same story for to drink, bere. Io bevo, simple present. However, io avrei bevuto, I would have drunk. Portare, to bring. Io avrei portato, I would have brought. Fare, to do. Io avrei fatto, I would have done. But of course, a part of Italian verbs want instead essere before as auxiliary verb to form compound tenses. Often, the majority of verbs that describe motion want the verb essere to be. Andare, to go. Io vado, simple present, but io sarei andato, I would have gone. Partire, to leave. Io sarei partito, I would have left. Uscire, to exit. Io sarei uscito, I would have exit. Venire, to come. Io sarei venuto, I would have come. But also some static verbs, so that describe being in a place. Like stare, to stay. Io sarei stato, I would have stayed. Rimanere, to remain. Io sarei rimasto, I would have remained. Bonus tip for genius speakers: if you have doubts because you never managed to conjugate a verb in Italian language, so you don't know how to make compound tenses, which auxiliary verb to use, you can just simply use Google. Could possibly be, obvious nowadays, but if you tap into the Google bar search, for instance, condizionale passato of the verb giocare, here you can find all the conjugational patterns for all verb moods and tenses. I know, you're welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, class is dismissed. Remember to subscribe to my beautiful channel Genius Speaking to stay updated to every lesson that I make this channel for free Italian language lesson. And of course, if you spare some time, I invite you to watch other videos on this very channel if you want to learn more about Italian culture, Italian grammar, and everything around this beautiful country. So we see each other in the next lesson, and remember, speak like a genius. Bye!